Welcome back. Here we are on another new episode of Seemed Sus. I am Brandon. He is Ed. You hear the rain in the background because it is pouring down rain and my metal roof is making very annoying noises.
I'm kind of glad. Sorry.
What were you going to say?
I'm kind of glad my camera doesn't work. I mean, you could see me, but I can't see myself, and I don't want to stare at myself looking at myself. It looks stupid.
I feel the same way, so I just look at you.
Fuck.
I just see your face, and you have to see my face.
It's just weird.
So years ago, I was doing a show in the Emerson Theater in Indianapolis, and this was probably back when MySpace and was still a thing, and so was Facebook. And I made the joke that I was going to make a new social media called My Face. And everyone got to sit around on my face all day. I was like, yeah, I guess that's not an appropriate thing.
You know what? Somebody brought up the Emerson, how it's supposed to be the shittiest venue of all time, and they're gonna have shirts being proud of it. Is that true?
I mean, I thought it was just another venue. Like it had a lot of prestige just because of all the bands that played there. But for me, it didn't really matter. Like after I played there once, the sound sucks. So if you want to go in there and sound like shit, you play the Emerson.
Interesting. Yeah, I think Bon Cyrus had said that's one of the worst venues ever. About the bathroom sucks and it's just a seedy location.
Yeah. There's been a lot of weird going on in the world, as usual. So we're going to do a little bit of a recap here of some of the events that have went on in this past week of the good old clown show that is
Clown Show,
the world that we live in. What was the first thing that you'd mentioned the other day that we were going to bring up? And I think it was Kurt Cobain, wasn't it?
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
I was a wee lad in middle school when he died, right? Because the whole grunge movement was big. It was plentiful, and I did not like it at all because I was just that was my preteen years when I got into heavy music, and immediately MTV took it all away when I really started getting into it as a young kid. And so we had all these grunge people in all the grunge bands, and I didn't buy it. I didn't like it at all. And then, Kurt Cobain was supposed to be like the spokesman of the grunge era, that whole
generation. He didn't want any of that stuff.
He what?
I said he didn't even want any of that stuff.
So, allegedly. He acted like a weirdo, so I didn't know. He looked like he was always strung out or was just trying to be funny, and it wasn't working for me. I thought it was an act. So, and then he suicides himself, right? And that was a big deal because it was in high school when it happened, and all these people that I knew cried. And I'm like,
that's one of those words we can't say, by the way.
Oh, he
unalived himself.
He Epstein himself. And that's sucky that apparently he was sick or something, and because I remember his wife was reading the whole suicide note and whole Epstein note, whole Epstein note of himself, and and then years later he became a legend, right? And so I don't know how many documentaries they made about this, but I think they're all wrong because of the recent news that apparently he did not Epstein himself, and it might have been homogenized.
You can say a homicide. Here's the thing. I watched a documentary 20 years ago, and in it, the guy, it was a forensic analysis person, and he did a recreation of the scene. They said that he would have had to have pulled the trigger with his toes in the position that he was laying, and the splatter from his head and the angle of the shotgun did not align to how he could have done it himself. Not to mention, they said there was so much drugs in his system that he was probably going to die anyways from overdosing, but they don't believe he actually shot himself. This is what this investigator had said. I wish I could remember what the documentary was.
So many years later, it's And it's a big deal. Like, he did not do that to himself. So, what? It's just random that it would come out right now of all the weird crap. The sprinkle in the fact that he did not Epstein himself, allegedly.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get into them until I was a little older, and I wasn't a huge fan in the first place. But again, I was 10 years old when that happened, so it wasn't like it was really my thing.
You think his buddy Dave Grohl would be on that and be like, man, like I haven't heard a peep from that guy, and like he basically like got famous because of that band. And
Wasn't he just in the news recently for being a unfaithful person?
Yes, a cheater. Apparently, has a kid from someone. I think that's how it goes.
Like Schwarzenegger?
Oh yeah, he's got an alleged son too.
Yeah, he has a kid. I'm pretty sure it's definitely his kid because it looks like him.
Yeah.
My watch just told me it's time to move. Well, thanks for telling me that, watch.
Good job, watch.
I'm just sitting here, but time to get up and walk around because apparently I didn't just walk out to my studio.
But basically, the timing is just strange. Again, how all these weird random events, and then that one just shows up like, "Hey, Kurt Cobain might have not have done what he did." I'm like, okay, just sprinkle on some weirdness.
It says, heard that he overdosed and he got shot by Courtney or someone else hired by Courtney. That's definitely one of those things that is a possibility. I know that, again, from just whatever I'd watched, it was brought up that he had so much narcotica up in his system. I don't know which one it was. I'm assuming the one that started with H.
Was he a tortured soul that he had to do drugs when you have like all this in front of you?
He tried to off himself, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks prior to that by swallowing a bunch of stuff when they were in England. And he'd been fighting with her over some stuff, I guess. And then when they got back to Seattle, he was up in the room by himself. And apparently that's where he did it, quote unquote. But again, like if you watched whatever I'd watched, and this guy had talked about recreating the whole thing, there was just no way he could have physically done it unless he used his toe to pull the trigger. I guess it's a possibility, but considering they said he was so strung out that he wouldn't have been functioning properly to do that anyways. And then the angle of some of the splatter would have not been from the projection of how it would have been done, and the way the gun was laying didn't make any sense.
You think like he did it because he couldn't stand her?
I don't know if I've said for a long time, I don't think he ever did it.
And then she got more famous because of, his passing, and then so did Mr. Dave Grohl. So, and then the bass player doesn't even you don't really see him much. He's probably got all his money and ran. Smart guy.
Yeah, Chris, what was his last?
Novoselic or something.
Yeah.
Big goofy guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if you think of this is actually kind of weird in a sense. If you look, they're almost like the Beatles to an extent. They came out of nowhere, got very, very popular very, very fast, and then disappeared very quickly. But then they completely revolutionized music.
Well, that's what they want you to think, because you got to remember the whole metal thing was wiped out because I don't know if people are getting sick of that, or they're just like, to me, if we're going to talk conspiracy stuff, I think metal in itself is the purest of music, because the illegitimities wasn't about to have it, so they're just going to throw the grunge era and make you listen to it and force you to like it. And you got like Nirvana, and you got that other guy from like Blind Melon. That guy apparently became a legend. He like overdosed. It's like, why are you putting people on a pedestal that can't even stay sober?
If you look at that Seattle music movement, there were so many bands from that era that came out of Seattle. I think it was Soundgarden, Nirvana, Pearl Jam. Wasn't
right.
Alice in Chains from up there too?
Yeah, and he died from stuff.
Yeah, they all died from stuff.
I'm like,
unless you're Chris Cornell, and then you die from stuff suspiciously by the same way Chester Bennington did, but we're not going to go there tonight. The documentary was called "Soaked in Bleach." Yeah.
I'm sure that guy feels stupid now. Well, it might have been about the band, but I'm sure like now that they realize his death is like not what it was, then that's kind of like false advertisement now.
Which one?
The Nirvana one he's talking about, the Soaked in Bleach one.
Oh.
But I didn't watch it. I'm just curious like how those people think now that this has came out, that you know what I mean? Like this is supposed to be like a legendary person, and apparently the way he went isn't really the way he went. Now anyway.
I don't know. I never liked Courtney.
Oh, she's ugly. I mean, she just bothers me. You know, you can tell there's something wrong with her. She looks like
the first thing you said is she's ugly. You went right into bringing up her appearance, other than the fact that she's probably a murderer. You just said she's ugly.
Well, like that makes her ugly. Like she looks like a lot lizard. Like if you were a truck driver, she'd be the first one to knock on your truck door.
It's probably how she come across Kurt.
She looks like she smells. I'm sorry. I don't know if that helps.
Let's just be real. She looks like a crackhead.
She looks like Woody Harrelson with a dress. I don't like you, Courtney Love. You there's something wrong with you. I know you. And as soon as that news came out, I said, "Yeah, she did it."
I think that was what everyone said. I was like 10 years old, and that's what I heard too.
Well, I mean, like at the time, no. I just thought like he had like a tumor in his stomach or something. I don't really know what the whole letter said, but
I just remember seeing so many people crying and stuff. I was like,
right.
Okay.
That's how I felt. I knew a girl that like was all about. She was told grunge, and yeah, she was like crying about all that because that was like her hero.
Have you ever considered why they name genres of music certain things? Like we have rock. Why is it called rock? Why is it called metal? Why was it called grunge? And where does that come from?
Well, I don't know. I guess they had to like categorize it because it couldn't be a bubblegum pop anymore from like the 50s.
Yeah, but even then, like, where do they come? Rock and roll music from the 50s. What was rock and... Well, we know a rock and roll.
Gospel, Christmas music.
Rock and roll was sexual terms. But if you watch old movies like that, they don't do stuff like that back in the 1950s. Everyone was good.
Apparently. Yeah, I don't know where that whole thing... I had to Google that, how music genres were named.
The funny thing is, I watched something recently, and I honestly don't remember what it was, but they talked about how Elvis actually ripped off of soul music, and basically African American music is he popularized it by being a white person that took their music and turned it into whatever they were doing. I was like, I don't know if that's true or not, but
could be.
I was like, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, they had like, and then they had his rival like that. What was his name? He slept with his cousin or something.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, like because I remember watching that movie a lot. It had like Dennis Quaid in it. Yeah, the Dennis Quaid with like Winona Ryder, and like, you know, he hung out with African Americans and like took their style. Well, I don't know if he took it. Like he borrowed. I mean, they accepted him. I think according to the movie they did, and they thought he was.
He died young too, didn't he?
No, he was old.
Oh, it was Richie Valens and Buddy Holly. That's what I'm thinking of. Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper.
Yeah, they're playing crap. I mean, that was a good movie. It really is, but like, it's just interesting. Like, nobody knows how to fly planes with rock stars.
You randomly send me memes from La Bamba.
Oh yeah, that's how we keep it going. The legendary movie.
It's always his brother.
Oh yeah.
So the next thing that I noticed happened today, and we can't say this happened here because it didn't happen here, but it happened over in the UK. The first time a member of the royal family has been arrested, and would you say it was like 400 years?
The first royal person to be arrested in 400 years.
Yeah.
First person of royalty.
He's no longer royalty. He had that stripped away because apparently you can just take that title away and you're no longer royal. But yeah, he lost that in October of last year, and today he was actually arrested for possible misconduct involving the island of misfit toys.
Right.
So there's the first domino effect. Let's see if he starts to sing like a canary.
And then they let him go, but they're like, his face is terrified. I'm like, he looks like a rat. He probably ratted.
Honestly, I think it was more or less just for the look of, hey, we did something, but now you're free to go, and will probably nothing come about from it. He posts a bail. He'll go to trial in like 500 years, but mysteriously he won't make it to trial. He will. He will be the next victim of quote unquote victim
sausage.
Yeah, he will mysteriously be a disgrace, and he'll Kurt Cobain himself.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
but nobody will miss that guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't actually be the one to do it, or it'll never actually happen. It'll just be brought up that that's what happened. But you know, he got Clintoned, which that's happening next week too. Which should be interesting. Bill and Hillary are supposed to be talking to Congress, and he wants to do it on live TV.
Do it.
Everyone said that, he's gonna roll over because he can't be arrested because of the thing that Trump made is to where you can't arrest any former president. They can't be tried for anything. I was like, okay, blame it on Hillary.
Right.
I can't get away from this woman. Take her away.
He tried to.
Have you not seen? He looks awful lately.
Oh, they both do. And she looks like a.
They hadn't had enough baby blood or something. I don't know. Like,
took it away from him. Took it away from him.
The adrenochrome ran out.
Yeah, well.
You've already said the other word twice, so I don't care at this point. I'm already getting demonetized for this episode. So.
I feel like it doesn't matter because now it's out there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just this stupid AI algorithms that listen to this stuff and I'll throw up red flags after this they can't do anything right now because it's live, but once it's not live, they'll throw up flags later.
Like they have it on YouTube. I mean, you know how many people have made videos about what's recently going on.
Exactly. But for some reason, I'm the one that always gets flagged because I'm a pissant that they don't care about. But
apparently.
Like, fuck this guy.
So, as I was browsing, what I had to say here is apparently the South Korean court sentences president to life in prison. So South Korea's president is in prison now. That's random.
A former one?
No, I think like current one.
For
Let's
what?
see here.
I thought it was the one that they did martial law. That was last year. Or 2 years ago now.
He said they found him guilty of leading an insurrection linked to his declaration of martial law on December 3rd of 2024.
Yeah. He had to resign, and then he was arrested, and because I don't even know what the context of all of that was, but yeah, I didn't know they sent him to prison. Weird.
Right.
Well, here you used to be able to do that, but someone made a new law to where you can't, and he sits in office today. Found that kind of ironic, but you know.
Right.
So I guess that means if any former president was actually doing things that were diddling around with little peoples, they can't be held liable for that either. So, like I said, Bill's in the clearing. Creepy sniffer guy was apparently going to be in the clearings, and anybody else that could have been doing anything bad, they can't be tried for any of that stuff or anything in general. So that's what makes me wonder. if you can't try a president for anything that they do, what if they go up and just shoot somebody?
Right.
How does that work?
I would think they'd be a little more professional than that.
They have their wife do it.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of him, someone sent me something about hold on. Well, Mr. T, he is to release government UFO and extraterrestrial life files. He calls it extremely interesting and important.
Mr. T.
Mr. Orange Man, Trump.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the actual.
No, I pity the fool who wants to land on my planet. No, I'm sorry. I don't know whether to say his name or not, so that's why I called him Mr. T.
I was like, of all people, why Mr. T is the one coming out with the
That'd be awesome. Anyway, that's what the New York Post posted that he wants to release the government UFO thing. So I'm like, that's a weird thing to throw out there too. Like, okay, I mean,
yeah, I don't.
They most of the people want him in jail too because apparently he was on those files and he's just covering up for everybody else, blah blah. And it's like he wants to release UFO files. So random.
What if this is really going out there, but what if all that was because here's where my mind's going. I'm not trying to make the connection, but we're just going to go with it.
Sure.
So for shits and giggles, what if that whole island was actually the island they were taking the people they say they were being trafficked, but what if they're not just being trafficked for that, but they're being trafficked to the extraterrestrials that some of these people talk about how they've been involved with the government and they have to give them so many people to use for experiments.
That's a lot of people, though.
It's a lot of people, yes, but they claim back in the 1950s, Eisenhower signed an agreement with the extraterrestrials that allowed them to have up to 100,000 people to do experiments on. That is one of the conspiracies that is out there in the UFO realm of they deal with is they talk about the fact, I forget what it's called, but it's something to do with Eisenhower signed it with some agreement back with the extraterrestrials back in the 1950s. It was after Roswell.
Could you imagine if that was real?
Yeah. So maybe Epstein was actually an alien.
It had to be like like I said, like the last show.
He never looked like he aged.
Yeah, but like, and I also said that. What if why is he such a supreme bad guy? Why is he has his hands in everything? It's just a dude.
Where did he get all his money?
Exactly. Like, maybe he's a good investor, or he's just an alien. I don't know.
I said he was a financer for people. He did a lot of like back end financing for people's stuff, and he got rich from it. Which, what was he financing? I don't know. Apparently, a lot of pizzas and hot dogs.
Apparently, speaking of other presidents, the Israeli guy. Well, I can't find it now. They said it was a rumor that he was diagnosed with blood cancer. All the weird things that could happen.
I've tried to find stuff like that too. So whatever you seen was probably quote unquote fake news, or
it was just random. They brought it up though. Like, why would they just say, "Hey, he's got blood cancer," and then they spread it around?
I don't know. At this point, I've seen so many fake things getting posted that could not be. I guess it could be true. Who knows?
Yeah.
We live in a time where the National Enquirer seems more believable than mainstream media. Which is
segue back to another president, like former President Obama was talking about UFOs also, and I'm like, that's random of you to bring this up many years after your terms. What are they? Are they preparing us for aliens? Because at this point, I think everybody's not surprised and ready for something fresh.
Is your ass ready?
Oh well. If they let me on the spaceship, I will give orifices away.
As long as you got some astral glide.
That's right. I've been wanting anything that'll beat the UFO spaceship at the fairgrounds. I'll finally get into a real one.
Here's my butt
will shrink back.
I find sus when it comes to alien abductions. Like, where did the rumor come from of them probing butts? Like, where did that get started?
I don't know.
I think it was that movie Paul that had like Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright in it. or whatever his name is.
No, I feel like it's been around before that.
No, but term. I think that they when Seth Rogen did the voice or whatever, he's like, "You think we just come down here and harvest farts?" Because apparently the probing comment was like a broad. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I just remember that part. So again, why are they probing butts? But then if you look at cattle mutilations, let's just say the cattle mutilations are actually something from extraterrestrials that coming out here and doing it. The way they're cut and the precision and everything. The fact there's no blood. But they do take like their reproductive organs. And they also take like their colons and their ass and random things that they're taking. Why are they taking all that? But there's no blood. And the whole bodies have been drained. There's no blood on the ground. Where the hell's that stuff go?
So it's like a vacuum. They put it inside their ass and it just...
Yeah. I don't know. It's very strange.
Right.
A lot of weird stuff that goes on there. I just don't understand, like, and I get it in the sense, if we look at what we do to animals, what if something with a higher power came down here and they looked at us just like we do our animals? So they pick us up, look at us, investigate us, tag us, throw us back out in the population and just monitor us. Same thing that we do like when we catch a shark out in the ocean, they put a tag on it and throw it back in the ocean.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me as to why that they would do that. But then you look at some of the things that the people that get abducted or that believe they've been abducted, why are they not coming down here and abducting a president? Why are they not showing up on live TV and they're just abducting someone right in the middle of everywhere and be like, all right, because we don't hide who we're abducting when we're out there hunting big game and tag some lion or whatever. We're not hiding out that we did it. You know what I mean? Because the animals don't know it. So maybe we're just too smart and we understand what we're doing or that they're doing. But
probably.
There was an uptick in UFO activity, though, right after we dropped the bombs in Hiroshima. If you believe that those things even exist, because some people don't even believe nuclear weapons are even a real thing. It's just a threat that keeps people in line.
Possibly, because they always threaten us. Every war we've had, they threaten those. It's like, we're going to do it if you don't, sign this treaty. You know what I mean? Like, just do it. Just do it. I'm tired of Hiroshima getting all the attention.
Nagasaki and Hiroshima, however you pronounce it, people I'm pretty sure live there again, don't they? So I watch Fallout on the TV show and play the games, and like the bombs drop and the whole thing's a wasteland. Well, how come the radiation, they claim if you drop a nuclear bomb, you can never live there again because the radiation is going to ruin it for like 100,000 years? But I'm pretty sure the people in Japan still live in those areas.
Right. They've rebuilt over it.
So where's the radiation poisoning at?
I think it was just regular bombs and nothing else.
That is what the conspiracy is. There was no nuclear weapons. They were just like TNT, like made really, really heavily and blew it up that way and made threats that it was some new nuclear atomic weapon and got the whole world afraid.
So I wonder if like that whole Chernobyl thing's real either. And that's just a hot spot or a base. And the whole elephant foot thing is just like a made up, like conspiracy. I wouldn't know.
Project Blue Book started in the 50s and into the 60s, yes. But I think it was, I can't think of who was running Blue Book. But Project Paperclip was also one of the things that started in the 1940s and the 50s. And that's when we brought over all the Nazis to work for NASA. There's a lot of interesting projects that went on in the 40s and 50s right after the whole Roswell incident, which if you believe Roswell was an actual crash from an ET, then it makes sense. But from what I've kind of gathered, Roswell's more or less not really the real crash. It was somewhere else. Roswell was the distraction.
I remember Unsolved Mysteries. They had the Roswell thing, and it kind of made you believe it was real. And I'm like, it was a really serious episode. Just remember that.
Well, here's the thing. They released an official Army report to the newspapers, and it went global instantly that they recovered a flying saucer, and then the next day they retracted it, said it wasn't a flying saucer.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Okay.
So wouldn't that be like something that they would have fact-checked, you think, before they sent it out to press? Like, I feel like they recovered something, and someone's like, "Holy shit, we recovered a UFO, or we recovered some weird craft," and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, hey, hey, we can't say that," and they just retort. That's where the whole conspiracy came from.
They're not very smart then if they put that out there for every paper to know about it.
Yeah, like that's how the whole thing started.
Or as a distraction, because
Yeah.
that's all he has, newspapers and not the internet. Hold on.
So back then in the 1940s, like no one would have even known about it had it not been for a newspaper. So what was the point of even releasing it? Because no one would even know there was been a crash.
Don't know.
In the middle of nowhere, they recovered something. One farmer and one police officer, sheriff's deputy, or whatever he was out there, seen it and reported it. They could have been out there, be like, "Yep, that was a crash from something," and then that'd have been the end of it. The fact that they went back and released a public press offering out to the newspapers saying they recovered a UFO. Like if they didn't want the world to know about it, they would have never said anything. So it's almost like they did that intentionally.
Right. Very stupid. Just like, actually, it just sounds like the news now. It's like the same thing.
Nothing's changed in the last 80 years.
It's like candid camera. We're just being played with emotionally. So
I wish the news. Here's the problem: would people actually care if the news was 100%? I'm not saying that they're all lies, but I think they would literally be sued if you could prove that the news was lying. I feel like. So I think there's some sort of truth to it. Now they might just produce biased stories. So I think there's definitely biasness to it, but I don't think they're just out there producing bullshit. I mean, they might make it seem that way, or they're only posting stuff that isn't relevant. But wouldn't it be weird and how the world would react if they posted up and shared information about stuff that they don't normally do? Like there's an actual news station that literally just posts up everything truthful, no biases, nothing. Like I don't think that's possible because everyone's biased in one way or another. And we all know big media corporations are owned by rich people. So whoever funnels them the most money gets the most leaning news media.
Right.
I don't know. I just thought, like, how come there's not anything out there that just produces, like, hey, this sucks, but guess what?
Yeah.
This even sucks worse. And then they just keep going about it. Like, that's literally very rarely, if you watch actual news, you get this bad thing happened, this bad thing happened, this bad thing happened. Here's a look at the weather. Oh, look, it sucks too. But guess what? Tomorrow there's some puppies out here. But guess what? Oh, look at this kid. He did really well. Oh, this kid died of cancer.
Right.
Like that's the news in a nutshell. Bad, bad, bad. One happy thing, bad.
That's why I think the news is crap. I always hated watching it as a kid. I'm like, this is boring. I don't care. I think my mom had dropped me, so I just didn't pay attention.
Now, someone can fact check and let us know if I'm wrong, because I'm sure they will, because that's what people like to do. But I was told that news stood for north, east, west, and south. That's how they come up with the name. All the directions makes the news.
Interesting.
You never heard that?
No.
Yeah. Supposedly the word was created because it was like north. So you got your in, east, west, and south. So news. I was like, I don't know if that's true, but sounds stupid enough that it probably is.
Other things in the news, the actor from RoboCop 2 died.
Tom Noonan.
Yes.
Wasn't he just in something recently?
I haven't seen him in a while.
I swear I've seen him in maybe it's just something I watched recently that he was in and it wasn't new. Maybe it's just new to me.
Yes.
But
and then Robert Duvall died, and then so did Jesse Jackson. All within a week. Very strange.
I didn't know Robert Duvall died.
Yes.
I thought he died before.
No, that was the other guy that kind of looks like him who was younger, but he was old too. The dad from Buddy, the elf.
Oh, yeah.
I get him confused, right?
Yeah. We just watched Elf in the movie theater right before they closed down our movie theater. It was the free Christmas movie, and then they closed right after January 1st.
Damn, I think it's your fault.
They shouldn't have been giving away free Christmas movies.
It's true. But yeah, I thought Robert Duvall was dead already. So I don't know if that was a, what do you call that thing? Mandela effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, Reverend Jesse Jackson died. Very strange, because I didn't know what he was up to lately.
That dude, he was in his mid-80s, though, wasn't he?
84 probably, I think.
So he was already up there in age. Did they say what he died from, or did he just say he died?
I'm not sure. He was just old.
I didn't look because no offense to anyone out there, but like, I don't know the guy. So when an actor dies, a famous person dies, I'm like, oh, they died. And that's the end of it. I don't look any further into it because I don't know the person, so I don't really care.
I was like, he hasn't really been in the news lately, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they quoted him in Independence Day. There was an alien connection to it.
They have not released the cause of his death. And they were saying, like, that one cook lady, she had Epstein herself.
Which
that was the cause of, she had like short hair. I didn't watch any of her shows, but she passed away a while back. Now they're saying she
Paula Deen?
No, she was like, she got short hair. I don't know. I never watched her shows. Paula Deen. No, she got canceled.
She got canceled for saying bad words.
Which sucked because, like, when I went to Walmart and tried her butter cake, it was really good.
So I'm just looking at our analytics here. We have 13 Spotify listeners. That is a lot of people that listen to Tinfoil tell us have not jumped shipped. Well, subscribe to this channel yet.
Or they can't find it.
I mean, I doubt we're being buried, but.
Oh, well, nobody wants to talk about this stuff.
We had over 10 on Apple and 13 on Spotify, so we got like 25 listeners that I know of. I don't know about the other platforms. I can't see them. So, again, if you guys are listening to the audio, we appreciate you. At least I do. I don't know about Ed. I don't think he really cares.
I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't figure.
I don't like the sound of my voice, and I'm so sorry that you guys have to hear it.
For anyone that doesn't watch this, you're being blessed by not having to look at our faces. Yeah. But if you do happen to have curiosity and you want to look at our stupid faces, you can see that Ed is a very big fan of Rambo. Because behind him is Sylvester Stallone's ripped abs and pectorals.
Who wasn't on the list? Ha ha.
Yeah, but that is true. He was also on the draft list, and he dodged that.
Well, I would too. It was a dumb cause.
Yeah,
I know. I understand when you'd be patriotic, but then, like, for what it was, everybody knows that the Vietnam War was stupid anyway.
I just know he got a lot of shit from people for being a draft dodger, but yet goes and plays Rambo, which was like a Vietnam veteran. They claim that's why they hated him. I was like, true. I mean, he's an actor.
Right.
Speaking of actors,
yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. Cancel culture we mentioned Paula Deen. Cancel culture hates what people say in the past. So what happens if you're in a movie and it's no longer acceptable for some of the things that were in the movies? I recently watched Ace Ventura. A lot of people say that movie is not a good movie anymore because of how it deems a transgender person. Because after they find out that Finkel is Einhorn, spoiler alert for no one who has watched the 30-something-year-old movie. I guess I should have led into that. Sorry if I ruined it for you. But
oops.
Everyone was gagging and spitting and like brushing their tongue and everything else. Now people want to cancel that movie because it's making it look bad, like for it's offensive, and people want to. They've been bitching about broken saddles or not blazing saddles. Said that wrong. Blazing saddles because of how racist it is, and there's other things that are racist, and then there's certain movies where people have said the N word in it, and they're like, I can't believe he said that. It's an actor in a movie reading from the script. You know what I mean? So if someone plays some racist person in a movie, are we supposed to condemn them because they said bad things in a movie? Where does the line get blurred? You know what I mean? Like, where does it stop at?
Yeah, I don't know. Because, like, kind of like when Chappelle's show came out.
Yeah.
But in the defense of the Blazing Saddles is directed by Mel Brooks, who's a very Jewish guy. So he was just going to attack everyone, apparently. Put everybody on the spot, including himself.
Yeah, I don't. Chappelle's show, I actually think, if I remember right, I've seen something about this from Dave Chappelle. The reason he quit doing the Chappelle show is because he started thinking he wasn't funny anymore.
I thought because somebody offered him $25 million and he didn't want to be part of that club, and so he went to Africa.
Yeah.
And a lot of people joke that he's a clone walking around because apparently he showed up to the one guy's grave who recently died. Was he the protester guy? There was a lady, and then there was a guy. I can't remember his name. The whole Minnesota thing.
Yeah.
So Dave Chappelle showed up at his memorial or whatever. I'm like, that's random.
Oh, the Petri dish, whatever the guy's name was. That guy.
Oh, was it Petri? Something Pratty?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah.
I didn't know he went to that. I know that he went to someone else's funeral. So he just said it in his latest live special. He went to Senator McCain. I don't know. Apparently McCain was a racist, and well, doesn't really surprise me. And he went to that. I don't know why. I know why, just I don't really remember it in full detail. Something to do with the blind guy, musician. I can't think of what his name is. Not Ray Charles, but Stevie Wonder. Apparently, Dave Chappelle and Stevie Wonder are really good friends.
Huh. Interesting.
So yeah, he went to that for Stevie. The weird things we talk about on Seems Sus. Someone had mentioned this is like the most random, unhinged show out there because we have no structure, no anything. It's just randomness. I was like, well, it is kind of the thing. Like we have points that we talk about, but I don't like going in here with structure because I don't feel like it's natural. You know what I mean?
Forced.
Yeah, I'm not trying to force anything. I think it's just more amusing to just have conversation, and if people like the actual natural conversation between two idiots, then that's great. If not, then whatever.
I'm hearing it's leading to something else. So like apparently they're saying like McDonald's food is bad. It might have like humans in it, right? I don't know. Have you heard that? Have you heard that?
Yes.
And so like, you know, you can't be consuming human meat because it just gives you some sort of brain rot and whatnot. And I'm also hearing that a lot of ailments people have is basically like not tumors, or tumors caused from, guess what? Parasites. So my happy ass decided to buy a 30-day parasite cleanse pills. It comes in liquid form, but I guess it tastes really bad. So I'm like, I'm going to try this out. And my friend goes, "Oh, you're gonna use the ivermectin too?" I'm like, "No, because mainly because I don't know if that works, but maybe it does. I don't know, but like it's just little pills, and it's like a cleanse. It's supposed to like kill off parasites, and I
I
don't know."
seen ivermectin the other day when I had to go buy shears to clip the hooves for my goats. Uh,
Oh
they have it locked in a case with the shears. Apparently, the
yeah.
ivermectin got so popular that they have to keep it locked behind cases now.
How big was the bottle?
I don't know. I wasn't looking for that. I was just looking for the shears, and I went and had my brother unlock the case so I could buy it.
You know what's weird is like it used to be on Amazon, like it still is at like $4 to $5. It's gone up from like I don't know, like $12 to $15 for a little thing, a little tube that everybody, if it didn't work, why would they increase the price? Oh, people are just eating it. So what? There's nobody overdosing on it, right?
They're eating it, and so they increase the price because people are doing it. It's just like the same thing that they increase the price of everything else because people start finding interest in it and want to use it, so they're going to start making money. They never cared about it before, so maybe the big conspiracy is that was brought up for the people that make ivermectin or whatever it's called.
I mean, has it proven to work though? You know what I
I
mean?
don't
Like,
know.
was it a big joke when he said, "Don't eat or you can eat the horse paste"? I mean, it comes in pill form, but you have to be prescribed with that. So it's really strange how something that got popular went up in price and continues to. It never went down. It wasn't like a fad. So they're saying if it doesn't work, then why is the price up?
I
Like
guess
people
if
have
you start
supply.
going out there and grazing and eating grass and it has side effects, I don't know.
Might start mule kicking people in the face.
Did I ever tell you about the time I got mule kicked by some big ogre singer from a band?
No.
We were playing a show.
Ogre.
Yeah. And this vocalist from some band from Ohio starts doing this ninja dance windmilling and all sorts of crap. And he just gets in front of me and he like straight mule kicks backwards and kicked me right in the knee. And I just straight fell to the ground. And Anthony thought I was getting bucked for a second, thought I was throwing down. I was like, no, he broke my fucking leg. He like extended my leg backwards when he kicked me directly in the knee.
Man.
That shit still hurts everyone. That was 2009. So 17 years ago. And every once in a while, my knee still hurts.
17.
No,
Wow.
there's that number.
That number.
Where did that come from? Do you know?
It's a QAnon thing.
But why?
Well, the Q is 17th letter
I get that, but
in
like,
the alphabet.
why Q?
I
Of all
don't know.
things,
You
why
have to ask
Q?
Epstein for getting on 4chan or something.
Yeah. Like, why Q? Why 17? Why all this other crap? It's almost like Jim Carrey and the number 33,
Similar to that, yeah.
which
Similar to
is
that.
like half of 17. Or 17 times 2 is 34. So it's almost two 17s.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does appear on like a lot of the headline news, which is strange, like how the number fills out.
So, you know, the bar that you guys played at was Nickel Plate. It used to be Hangar 18. Hangar 18 was a song from Megadeth, wasn't it?
Yes.
And Hangar 18 is also the hangar they supposedly have the UFOs in over at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and that's where the whole thing references.
Right.
So if everyone knows that information, that a band's going to write a song about it, and then a bar in Peru is going to be named after it, do you think they really keep aliens in there?
No, it's too obvious.
That's almost like, yep, we got aliens in here. Megadeth wrote a song about it.
Aliens.
Not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens.
I mean, like I'd brought up the
I
fact
met
that
that
like
guy. He was actually pretty cool.
Dave Mustaine.
No, he's a douchebag. Giorgio Tsoukalos, the ancient aliens guy.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah, you remember saying that. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, but like I always said, like how a lot of Indiana, like where you live, For miles it's just flat, and there's all these corn silos. Like, it's a perfect place to like hide spaceships, just because of how flat it is out there, and any which direction you go, it's like, who would live out here? Perfect, perfect place to hide, to be honest.
The reason they built the Air Force Base is because they claimed back in the 1940s it was perfect land between major cities, and during World War II, it was far enough away that they could train pilots in secretness, and they used it to train a lot of the World War II fighter pilots.
It's secretness. Like, how's Germany going to really see what's in Indiana? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's the point, that they're not anywhere near a coast. It was far enough away, but not too far, so they could still refuel. They could come from major cities and they could fly out of it. So they put it here strategically, supposedly for that strategic reason. And I think there's other reasons, but that's a completely different topic.
right.
There was also rumors that they used to have nuclear weapons stationed out here during the Cold War. I've heard that from people that used to work on the base. So I don't know if that's true, whatever, but there was always rumors that they used to have nukes stationed out here during the height of the Cold War, especially during the 1960s.
I guess I'm stupid, but like, when you make a nuclear weapon, is it always active, or can they take it apart? Or do they make new ones? And how do you know somebody won't screw up making one and blow themselves up? You know what I mean? You think that would happen by now?
They claim that they've signed this pact, which is no longer a thing, but they capped how many nuclear weapons they could have. But do you really think they stopped making weapons?
No.
They're still making stuff. Like, they've just come out with some new stupid, supposedly sonic weapon that made everyone sick when they took over Venezuela. That they've still been making. They're not going to stop making bombs. Let's just say nuclear weapons are real. They're not just going to stop because they signed some treaty with Russia and say, hey, we're not going to make no more weapons, because Russia's still probably going to make stuff too.
Right. Attached to a polar bear.
Did you ever see that they think that there's woolly mammoths still alive over in Siberia?
I feel like they always uncover one, but no.
Supposedly there's a rumor that they're still living woolly mammoths in Siberia. Which, there's also rumors that there's a whole lot of living things down in Antarctica, which is why you can't fly over the middle of it.
Oh, now that you brought that up. I've been seeing articles about people trying to go over there and filming, and they're not allowed to. And got this lady was like, oh, our tour guide, like, we're going to go over there, and they won't let us. We asked the tour guide, what's over there? Oh, there's things. But they're just filming it, and they can't film any further. And lately, these videos have been popping up about Antarctica.
I seen something recently that someone took a tour to Antarctica, and they confiscated his camera because he was photographing things that they didn't want, and they wouldn't give his camera back to him. And this guy was a journalist and claims that they confiscated his equipment without his permission. He didn't say he's seen anything. Right. He just said that they didn't want him taking photos. So what was he taking photos of in the first place if there's nothing there but ice? But again, is it even true? I don't know.
Well, all it would be is like ice.
You're buzzing quite a bit over there.
It's my phone. Stupid people sending me memes. Like, yeah, it's like, he's got to picture something, because it would just be like cold nothingness. Like, that could be anywhere.
I think it's funny that the thing takes place down there. And then the X-Files also had something very similar in the X-Files movie down there. They all had the hidden UFO in the ice. And that's what the outposts were actually doing, is dicking around with UFO stuff crashed in the ice.
Yep.
I was like, again, who wrote the thing? Who made that movie? John Carpenter. Who made They Live? John Carpenter. What does that do? No.
Who made vampires? John Carpenter.
Right. So Again, what does that dude know? They have to let you know a little bit if you believe in the whole thing where they claim the Hollywood has to let you know in advance that they're doing weird things. Got to tease it to you.
Right, but he always like admitted that Hollywood just considered him a bum.
They still do.
Exactly.
Now,
So it's like, you think they would like take him out?
have you ever listened to his music?
No, I know it's in the. I know he plays in the movies, in his own movies. He does soundtrack, but
Yeah, he apparently is a musician. Like he does a lot of synthesized, like almost 80s style type music,
yeah,
which makes sense because that's what he puts in his movies.
right.
But yeah, we've been rocking this boat for almost an hour. We've had a few people commenting here and there in the live stream. So for everyone who's checked in for a minute and been like, well, oh God, and checked right out, we appreciate you.
Yeah,
For anyone listening live, we appreciate you. For anyone listening to the recorded version of this, we appreciate you. Again, if you would like to help us out, share it around. Word of mouth is how we can continue to grow this show. That way it's not attached to my other podcast. And if you enjoy what we do, make sure to help us out, share it around. That is how we can make Seem Sus become even more sus to other people, because we want to talk about the things that everyone else gets to talk about, that they can apparently do it. But when I talk about it, I get conveniently sussed out for some reason.
Have they shared it?
I don't know. I know
You
that
said share it. Have people share it? Have they shared it?
I don't know. Probably not.
Oh,
No
okay,
one ever
cool.
does. Help prove us wrong. We've had one person in here every time we've done a live stream, and I don't know if he's out there listening or not, but Derek is not here. So for Derek, I don't know who you are, but buddy, I appreciate you, and I'm sorry that you're not here tonight. I hope all is well.
He forgot.
That breaks my heart. I thought we had a loyal fan. So hopefully everything is good with you.
Yeah.
But next week, same bat time, same bat channel.
Get sued for that one.
Probably. We will be back 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on the old YouTube. And we will release this the next day to audio listeners. So again, thanks for listening. Thanks to Ed. This is Seem Sus. Please share it around, and we will see you next week.